Yellowstone National Park, a sprawling wonderland of geysers, hot springs, and wildlife, is more than just a natural spectacle. It's a lifeline for the communities that surround it, and a magnet for millions of tourists each year. In this video, we're diving into how Yellowstone shapes the lives of locals and fuels a tourism economy that ripples far beyond its borders. From economic booms to environmental challenges, let's explore the profound impact of this iconic park. Yellowstone, established in 1872 as the world's first national park, spans over 2.2 million acres across Wyoming, Montana, and Idaho. Its geothermal features, like the famous Old Faithful geyser, and its diverse wildlife, including grizzly bears, wolves, and bison, draw nearly 4 million visitors annually. For the small towns dotting its edges, places like West Yellowstone, Cody, and Jackson, this influx of tourists is both a blessing and a challenge. Let's start with the economic impact. The communities around Yellowstone rely heavily on tourism as their economic backbone. In 2024, visitors to the park spent over $600 million in nearby towns, supporting thousands of jobs in hotels, restaurants, guide services, and retail. In West Yellowstone, Montana, a town of just over 1,000 residents, the summer months see businesses thrive as tourists flood in to explore the park's west entrance. Local diners serve up hearty breakfasts to early morning hikers, while outfitters rent gear for backcountry adventures. For many residents, the tourism season is a make-or-break period with earnings from June to September, carrying them through the quieter winter months. But it's not just about the money flowing into cash registers. The park creates a unique sense of identity for these communities. Residents often describe a deep pride in living near such a globally recognized natural wonder. Many locals work as park rangers, guides, or educators, sharing their love for Yellowstone's ecosystems with visitors. This connection fosters a culture of stewardship, where communities actively participate in preserving the park's beauty and biodiversity. For example, local schools often partner with the park for educational programs, teaching kids about conservation and geology, ensuring the next generation values Yellowstone as much as their parents do. However, this dependence on tourism comes with its own set of challenges. The sheer volume of visitors can strain small-town infrastructure. Roads in gateway towns like Gardner, Montana, clog with traffic during peak season, and parking lots overflow. Housing is another issue. In places like Jackson, Wyoming, the demand for short-term rentals like Airbnb has driven up real estate prices, making it tough for locals, especially seasonal workers, to afford homes. Many employees in tourism-related jobs live in cramped quarters or commute long distances because of the housing crunch. This creates a paradox. The park brings prosperity, but it also makes life harder for some of the very people who keep the tourism machine running. Then there's the environmental toll. Yellowstone's popularity puts pressure on its delicate ecosystems, and local communities feel the ripple effects. Littering, illegal camping, and wildlife disturbances are ongoing concerns. In 2023, park officials reported over 1,000 incidents of visitors approaching wildlife too closely, often leading to dangerous encounters for both humans and animals. Local communities bear the brunt of these issues, as they rely on the park remaining pristine to sustain tourism. To address this, many towns have launched initiatives like Leave No Trace campaigns, encouraging visitors to respect the land. Volunteers from nearby communities often join park rangers in cleanup efforts, picking up trash left behind by careless tourists. The park's natural phenomena also pose unique challenges. Yellowstone sits atop a supervolcano, and while a catastrophic eruption is unlikely in our lifetimes, smaller geothermal activity and earthquakes are common. In 2022, historic flooding caused by heavy rains and snowmelt devastated parts of the park and surrounding areas, washing out roads and forcing evacuations in towns like Gardner. The floods cost millions in damages and temporarily crippled tourism, highlighting how vulnerable these communities are to natural events. Yet the resilience of locals shone through. Businesses banded together to rebuild, and the park worked quickly to restore access, showing the deep interdependence between Yellowstone and its neighbors. Tourism also shapes the cultural fabric of these communities. Festivals and events tied to Yellowstone, like Cody's annual Buffalo Bill Days or West Yellowstone's Mountain Bike Festival, celebrate the park's influence while drawing even more visitors. These events blend local history with the park's allure, creating a vibrant atmosphere where tourists and residents mingle. For Native American communities, particularly the 26 tribes with historical ties to the Yellowstone region, the park holds deep cultural and spiritual significance. Tribes like the Shoshone and Blackfeet have worked with park officials to ensure their voices are heard in management decisions, balancing tourism with the protection of sacred sites. On the flip side, the seasonal nature of Yellowstone's tourism creates economic uncertainty. Winters are harsh, and while some towns like West Yellowstone have leaned into snowmobiling and cross-country skiing to attract off-season visitors, the revenue pales in comparison to summer. Many businesses close for months, and workers face layoffs or migrate to other jobs. This boom and bust cycle forces communities to constantly adapt, seeking ways to diversify their economies without losing the park's draw. Looking to the future, climate change looms large. Rising temperatures could alter Yellowstone's ecosystems, affecting everything from wildlife migration to geyser activity. For local communities, this means preparing for shifts in tourism patterns. If snowpack decreases, winter tourism could dwindle further. If wildfires become more frequent, as they have in recent years, air quality and park access could suffer, deterring visitors. Local governments and businesses are increasingly investing in sustainable practices, from eco-friendly lodging to electric shuttle services, to mitigate these risks and appeal to environmentally conscious travelers. Despite these challenges, Yellowstone remains a beacon of natural beauty and a driver of economic and cultural vitality. The park's impact on local communities is a complex dance of opportunity and responsibility. For every dollar spent by a tourist, there's a story of a local family making a living, a small business thriving, or a community rallying to protect the land they call home. And for every visitor who marvels at a geyser's eruption or a bison herd crossing the road, there's a reminder of why Yellowstone matters, not just as a destination, but as a shared legacy. So the next time you plan a trip to Yellowstone, think about the people behind the experience. The diner owner serving your coffee, the guide leading your hike, the ranger protecting the park. They're all part of the Yellowstone story. This remarkable place doesn't just belong to the millions who visit. It belongs to the communities who live in its shadow, shaping and being shaped by its wonders every day.